Hello and welcome back to Spoopy Girl Tarot. I am your hostess Laurel as always, and welcome Earth Signs to the career advice and money predictions reading. This is the first time I've done a specific reading for this. This was all requested by you, my viewers, so thank you so much for voting. Every month you'll be able to vote for an extended focused reading such as this, so this is exciting. This is a brand new spread that I've never done before. I kind of just curated it specifically for this purpose. So for each sign, I'm going to be doing a categorized readings, one for those seeking work, those who and those who already have work. So essentially it's what each person needs to know about where they're at, and then money advice for each. And then I've also pulled an oracle card from the Success Oracle deck. So basically this is just a bunch of high profile figures, good and bad, like whatever, however, no matter what they do, they're all considered successful people. And so it's basically like career advice from different types of people within different industries. So that is really interesting. I've never used it in a public reading like this before. It's a brand new deck to me, so I'm still kind of getting used to it and breaking it in as well. But when I used it for me just to kind of practice it, I thought it was actually really relevant and useful. So what better time to use them than on a career reading? So let's go ahead and get started with Virgo. No, not Virgo, Taurus. I was staring at the Virgo reading, okay? So for the Tauruses out there who are not currently employed, you have the Three of Cups. So I think if you're looking for work, you will not have to be searching much longer, because Three of Cups is celebration. It's announcements, you know, that type of a thing. So I think you will be finding a job that suits you in the very near future. Could be possibly within 3 weeks, 3 months from now. For some, maybe even 3 days. But there is a sense that you will be victorious very soon and you will have something to celebrate. Now, in terms of financial advice for the Tauruses out there that are not currently employed, you have Four of Pentacles. So this indicates to me that you're going to need to save your money, because I mean, this doesn't tell me that you're going to necessarily, I mean, this is a general reading, of course, but considering that you will have something to celebrate soon, I don't think it would hurt you to save your money while you're, you know, actively seeking it at the same time. So until you get the job that you're seeking, I would say save your money. And that's pretty straightforward. You would think anyone would know that, but sometimes you need the confirmation. Sometimes you need someone to tell you. As far as the oracle card for the unemployed Taurus, you have Ayn Rand. And the advice categories on these are a little different. There's a how to make money category, how to keep your money, and how to give the money you make meaning. So in terms of how to make money, Ayn Rand says self-interest has mass appeal, and how to keep hold of it would be find like-minded individualists. And as far as giving its meaning, those who live in glass houses will not be told what they can and cannot throw. So to me, this has a lot to do with, this would suggest to me that whatever job is coming, whatever job you're seeking, you're going to be around people who think like you. You're going to be in a harmonious situation, and you're not going to, if you've been working in, if your prior, because there's a lot of jobless people right now, obviously because of COVID-19, but I think in some cases there have been people who lost jobs they liked, and there's some who, you know, were forced out of jobs that maybe they didn't like at all because they were working with a lot of shitheads or people that were really judgmental or just not good people to work for. And I think this is kind of reflecting this period of, this is an opportunity for you to do something better, something that, you know, speaks more to what you're good at or what you like to do or the kinds of people you want to be around. So this to me suggests, and I get the vibe that whatever is coming is going to be more well suited to you. For those of you Taurus people who are not currently employed but seeking employment. So overall, you will be getting a job soon. It will be more to your liking. but save your money in the meantime. Don't overspend just because tarot tells you that there's opportunity on your way. Still continue to save as though it's not there yet. Or act like it's, save as though nothing's, coming, if that makes sense. Now, for the employed Taurus, those who already have jobs, but, are kind of wanting just some insight on what to expect or just like what's going on, you have 3 of Pentacles. So this is harmonious. This is a harmonious environment, working in tandem, working well with others. So it looks like whatever you're doing is going well. And it's interesting because you also have a 3 number. So while the unemployed Taurus people have 3 of Cups, the employed ones have 3 of Pentacles. And Pentacles is material and work as well. So this is confirmation that you are doing well where you are. Things are comfortable, things are moving as well as they possibly can right now. It may suggest that you need to maybe reach out to others more because obviously if not everyone is in a position to work around other people right now because of COVID. Different jobs have different expectations, different roles, different regulations. So with this card, this suggests to me that if you need to work, if you're feeling like you might need some more help, then help is there if you need it, basically. Now, your financial advice for the employed Taurus people is 3 of Wands. So a lot of 3s. 3 is the most prevalent number with Taurus right now, regardless of your situation. So 3 is a creative number. It's a high manifestation number as well. So you're going to be in high manifestation mode. So whatever you're wanting to bring to you, you'll have the power to do. But with 3 of Wands, this is looking towards the future. It's building relationships in terms of contracts or business arrangements. So to me, this would just say keep planning for the future. If you're already saving, keep doing that. Look into like maybe things you can invest your money in, things that will help you grow your money. And in terms of the oracle card that you have received, employed Taurus, is Jenna Lyons. Now, I don't know who all of these figures are. So if any of these, oracle card figures mean anything to you, then that's extra confirmation. Obviously, this is a fashion designer. I'm not a aficionado by any means. I just wear whatever looks okay. I don't really care about fashion labels or anything like that. I'm a simple bitch personally, so I don't know nothing. But you have Jenna Lyons, and again, there's the 3 categories on each card. So how to make money, how to keep hold of it, and how to give that money meaning. So with this particular card, do not go gentle into that drab print. So, in terms of how to make money, be bold, take more risks. Like I said, look into what you can potentially invest your money in that can grow your wealth in the long term. And how to keep your money is may the best spokesperson choose you. So, staying strong, staying grounded to your convictions, making a decision and sticking with it, and being vocal about your own destiny. And of course, how to give this situation meaning is Jenna Lyons says, when one door closes, order a better one online. So I guess to me, this kind of goes in tandem with what I said in terms of research what you could invest your money in, so that you can grow your wealth over time. It may not be, if you decide to do that, don't expect to find the right one right away. Just keep looking, and if something goes wrong, don't take that as you shouldn't be doing it necessarily. Accept that mistakes could happen along the way, but you'll find the right place. You'll find the right thing to invest your money in that will have some kind of meaning to you. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. Hopefully that helps. For my unemployed Virgo friends, you have the Devil card coming up for you. Now, this to me suggests that if you are currently unemployed, you might be spending time overindulging, not necessarily doing things that are good for you. It could indicate that there's some toxic habits or bad patterns that you need to relinquish, which would totally make sense because your financial advice card is the 8 of Cups. So to me, this is kind of straightforward in that I think a lot of you aren't doing everything you need to be doing. Maybe you're not looking for work, or maybe you haven't been saving money, or not saving enough of it anyways. And to me, this is suggesting that you are kind of getting in your own way in terms of what you're seeking to do. So some of you, even if, I'm not saying that every unemployed Virgo isn't looking for work, but I think more or less, like, even if you are, I think there's some kind of toxicity going on that you need to let go of. And if you're one of those people who overindulges, whether that's over drinking, overeating, substance abuse, or in particular, in this particular type of reading, if you're overspending or using money to kind of self-medicate things that you're trying to distract yourself from, it's time to let that go, because you're not growing your wealth when you're spending all of it trying to mitigate for other things that aren't going quite right. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you're spending all of your money on food and drink when you should maybe be saving it more and cooking at home more, because it's infinitely cheaper to, you know, cook at home than it is to eat out. And I've suffered from that too, so I'm not judging you, Virgos, but if that's your situation, then you need to stop it. Your oracle influence is Jane Fonda. I do know who that one is. I love Jane Fonda. And right off the bat, without even reading it, to me this suggests that you have the strength to overcome the situation you find yourself in. And I don't think it's any accident that the two cards that come up for you are both kind of similar in look. Like, they're both kind of winking and looking from the side, just kind of cheekily. Because you are in control of your situation, even if it doesn't feel like it. Now, with these categories, like I mentioned, there's how to make money, how to keep hold of it, and how to give it meaning. So the Jane Fonda card says, if your influence has legs, keep them moving. So like I said, don't stay stagnant. Don't keep living as though how things are going to last forever. You need to plan for your future. A mugshot is a free headshot. I'm not totally sure what that means in the context of how to keep hold of money. But to me, this suggests to keep moving forward. Like I said, that's the most useful information on here. And a name that looks good in lights looks better on a petition. So I think overall, what I overall pull and feel from this is you need to be your own champion. You need to not wait for someone to speak on your behalf. I mean, it depends on the individual situation. Maybe you do need outside help. Far be it for me to say that someone does need their own help, but I think for most of you, you know, this is a call to action. This is you needing to step up into your power and realize that you can change some things. Maybe not everything, because I do recognize that there are things beyond our control that go on in the world. But in this particular case, when it comes to, you know, planning for your future and accumulating wealth, in your case, you need to relinquish any poor spending habits, especially if you're using them to distract yourself from what you really need to be doing. Then that's what you need to do. Step up and be your own activist. Take action and stop being idle in your own situation. Now, for the Virgos out there that do have a job and just kind of want some insight and additional advice in tandem with financial advice, you have the Six of Cups, nostalgic energy. So I think overall, Virgos, with jobs, you are going to be fine. In fact, I think you're going to be pretty abundant, and you're going to essentially, the overall feeling is that I think you're going to be doing well, but that you may actually hear from people from your past potentially. Like, I think I think for some, a former employer may reach out to you wanting some of your advice or maybe your help on a project potentially with the Six of Cups. But overall, I think that you will be fine with money because you have Six of Pentacles. You have two sixes here. And Six of Pentacles is equal give and take. And it's also balance and, you know, having the resources. So obviously she's going shopping, so her money is going to be fine. So I do think that your money, you'll be abundant for the month of November. I do think that for some of you, you will be hearing or getting an offer from a former employer or someone from your past that's related to your work, potentially. Some of you, if that's not the case, some of you may just be thinking about things that worked for you. Some of you may benefit from, if you're trying to kind of renew, like if you're in a job that you're not necessarily enjoying right now, or if it feels like it's kind of stuck in a rut, this would suggest consider bringing in ideas of, or like tactics you may have done in the past that served you well that maybe you forgot about, and just implementing a tried and true kind of process to kind of liven things up, kind of like recycling tools, recycling tactics or ideas that, worked for you before. I think that's kind of what I'm getting from that. For those of you who don't hear from a former employer in the month of November, your success oracle guide is Enzo Ferrari. And the advice here says, before you sell products, sell prestige. Less is wanted more. A strong engine can weather a bumpy road. The advice on these are kind of oddball to me, but I think this means, because I feel like I think your finances will be, perfectly fine and in order, Virgos, for those of you that are employed. But I think this also would suggest that even though you may have the means to spend, I don't think you necessarily should. You may want to save it for, I think there's going to be an opportunity for you to get a big purchase at potentially in the month of November or afterwards. But I think that this may mean that you're going to have save for a bigger investment that's coming. That's kind of how I feel about it. And, it's like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. So even though your abundance will be there, it'll be fine. I think this is telling you to save for a pending big purchase that could be coming, and saving for a rainy day. So that's just saying that there's something coming. It doesn't say that it's bad or anything, but just like being prepared for a situation maybe like COVID. Of course, obviously there's shit tons of people who have already depleted through their savings because of the uncertainty of everything going on right now. So in this sense, I just think it's saying like you'll have your money, but just save as much of it as you can, just in case you need it for some unknown. And I do think that there's something coming that I think there's just a big purchase coming in your future, and it could be a car. Maybe some of you are going to need a new car, because we do have the Ferrari man himself in this imagery, and his, the Ferrari's in the reflection of his glasses. So, and he's looking towards the future. So that could be predictive in the sense that there could be the need for a new car in your future. So, and I think that might be the big investment that you need to save for, just in case. Some of you may have car trouble and you may need to get repairs, or some of you may need to get a new car entirely. But I do think that there's some of you that, you'll have your money. Don't act like, but just because you can spend it doesn't mean you should. And I really do think it's because some of you may have some car troubles. That's what I'm picking up on. So that's what I have for you, Virgos. And last but not least, let's get to Capricorn. Now, for the unemployed Capricorn, you have nothing to worry about, it looks like, because your advice is the Nine of Cups. So you're moving towards wish fulfillment. So you are going to be working towards getting a position or the job or the career of your dreams. However you're going about that, whether that's searching for work, whether that's going back to school in the pursuit of a dream job, it's reflected in tarot. We know it's coming. And your financial advice is the Sun. So this doesn't tell me what to do with your money quite yet. All it tells me is that whatever you're doing, you're in high manifestation mode. You're working towards something that's going to make you very happy. So keep doing what you're doing. But your success oracle is Dr. Dre. Now, this advice says, listen to your inner voice through a premium speaker. I just said high manifestation mode, so continue doing what you're doing. Always stay ahead, even behind the scenes. Don't keep a finger on the pulse. Use a stethoscope. Okay, so very useful, I think. Obviously, Dr. Dre, entertainer, musician. So if this is in the direction or the pulse of the type of work you're working towards, there's your confirmation. But I do think that this suggests like you're very in tune with yourself right now. You know what needs to be done, and the work that you're doing, you know, in the direction of your future is going in the direction that you want it to do. So just keep it up, Capricorn. For the unemployed Capricorn, keep it up. Very positive reading for those. For the employed Capricorns, we have the Lovers, and for your financial advice, you have 6 of Wands. So also very positive for you as well. This suggests to me that I feel for the employed Capricorn, you may be considering another line of work. And I say that because your oracle card is Emma Goldman. And the Lovers has to do with making a choice at the end of the day. Like, yes, it has to do with romance, but this isn't a love reading. So to me, this is going back to making a decision that will serve your better interest. It's a choice of the heart. It's heart over head. So I think for many of the employed Capricorns, you may be considering leaving a job that maybe once meant something to you. Maybe you were there for a long time, you thought you would be there forever, but now you might have to consider leaving because maybe COVID has changed your priorities. Maybe things have happened that have opened your eyes to the truth of a situation. And I think that if you honor your spirit and you do what you know you need to do, you will be victorious. 6 of Wands is a victory. It's recognition for your hard work. So I think some of you may leave work or leave a job for another thing. And then I think others may just like speak up more about, some of you may be making the choice to just speak up about a situation and say, I need things to be different now. I've been with you for X amount of years. I feel like I've put in the time, the effort to deserve, this or this. And I think that I deserve it, and I'm hopeful that you'll be able to work with me in mitigating or working with me to make a compromise here so that we're both happy, so that I stay and I get what I need, and then I'm still here and you get what you need, kind of a thing. And then maybe the employer is willing to listen to you. I think it might be one of those things too. But with this Emma Goldman card, it says, you couldn't pay me to support capitalism. Overthrow the state before it deports you. Immediate change requires doing the time. So 100%, this to me just goes along with what I'm saying. Some of you may just be realizing that where you've been may not necessarily be the best situation for you, and you're having to make the decision to walk away from it. And in doing so, you may be walking towards another situation where you are going to be recognized and valued, and others may just be speaking up about it potentially. But I think overall, the vast majority of the employed Capricorns are probably going to be leaving a situation for one that serves them better, because maybe where they were wasn't treating them very right, or was treating them unfairly, taking advantage of them, what have you. I think there's just a change in direction that's going to get you the success, the accolades, and the rewards that you actually deserve. So I hope that helped, Earth signs. If this resonated with you, or if it does end up resonating with you, since this is for November 2020, drop me a comment below. Let me know how it goes. And please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Liking the video helps other people see the video that need it most. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.